It's so
Okay,
awesome.
so what sucks about this is it's so short that like people that are coming on late totally missed
They
it.
totally missed it. So we'll probably wait until we get a few more, then we'll replay it
Yeah.
just to
Yeah,
get some
we have
feedback,
to figure out
some
like a
filler.
countdown or of something filler. We're gonna have to play it when we have more people on so they can see that because that was one of the
Yeah,
things that
right.
I was like, you know. So
Right.
anyway, how's it going?
Yeah. Good, good, good. So yeah, like I would say like a 15-second timer and then some other stuff.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have plenty of
totally.
pictures though, Sandy. So if you wanted to add to it.
Yeah, I can probably do that. Hey, Alex, coming in hot with the comment. What's up, peeps?
Oh
What
my
up,
goodness,
kid?
that picture, that profile picture is old,
I
old,
know
old.
it makes me so sad. It
It's-
brings me oh, Shauna, okay, we are going to play it for you guys. So hang in there. Don't go to
yeah, we're
bed
waiting
just
for
yet.
a few more people to catch on or show up before we actually get to
We're
going.
waiting for Mr. Pineapples to come on because he's back home. He is back in Bloomington. And so, anyway,
And
but
he scheduled his grocery delivery at the same time as the show.
of course he did. Of course, because you know why? He wants to make a grand entrance. I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
that right now.
exactly.
This is just for him to make a grand entrance.
Did you notice that every time that we went to go eat with him, that it took a little bit longer to order anything?
Yes, it is a process.
It's
Shauna, say hi to Oliver. Oliver is Shauna's grandson, and he is the
oh,
cutest. So they are
hello,
watching us. Hey,
Oliver.
Oliver. So
Is that how
anyway,
you spell his name? Because that's really cool.
yes, Ahliver.
That's
Yes.
really cool. Because I was like, oh, wait, did she misspell his name, or is
Right.
she?
What kind of granny? No, that's a spelling. I've never
So
seen it spelled like that before.
I haven't
So
either.
that's one of those that you'll never find a keychain for that
Right.
kiddo's name.
Yeah, the producer's the same way. She'll. It's a common name, but no one's gonna ever find one the way that she spells it.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
it's funny because when I got her birthday cake, I said it's Happy Birthday, Christina, but I'll have to spell Christina for you. She
So
was
they
like,
put, but I'll have to spell Christina for you.
right, exactly how they spelled it all out, just like that.
Hey, CPJ. Yeah,
CPJ in the house? Were your ears
yeah,
ringing
it's
this
hard.
weekend, CPJ? Because we were talking about you. We
What were
had
y'all
a
saying about her?
no, nothing bad, but we were just talking about her
Oh,
a lot.
oh,
So,
I was not there, CPJ, so I cannot confirm what they said.
wait.
I'm like, what? Wait, was I there? And I tuned y'all out because that's
Wait, I
likely.
thought you were there. Maybe it was just a conversation that I was having and you were conversing because you tend to do that.
Yes, I tend to have my own conversations. That's true. She's like, "Oh, tell me, tell me, tell me."
Yeah, I think you were having a cross conversation and I was having a cross conversation. So
Oh,
cross conversations are hard.
no,
They're
they're
kind of
not.
hard.
Because I'd be nosying, and but I still be right here. I kind of wish I had chameleon eyes. That way, I'd just be looking at. They would be all over the
Man,
place.
I think I'm pretty good at like multitasking, but like listening to two people's conversations though, or it's just really difficult.
Because I'm like, hey, hold on just a second. But look, let me get your facts straight before. That's not what was said.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
no.
true.
I just be
Man,
listening to everything.
so on Monday, I dropped my car off to get
That's
repaired
right.
finally.
That's right.
So
And
now I am the driver of a minivan, but it's a
oh,
nice minivan.
really?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
Chrysler Pacifica minivan. And I'm like,
So when we went to Denver, we were in a Chrysler Pacifica. And
huh?
okay, those
Did it have a
cars are
crack in the engine?
nice. No.
Okay,
No,
because the
we were this was in Denver.
okay, never
And
mind.
maybe because I was high, but it was nice. It was I'm
They're
like,
so
man,
nice. I was like,
but they're
whoa.
ugly on the out. Like you don't even want to be people knowing
Yeah.
that you were in
And of
it.
course, because it's a rental, it's not tinted. So everybody's all up in my business. They can
Fishbowl.
definitely,
Look at
they
this
can,
fool. I'm gonna have a kid and name her Liz, short for lizard. Then you can be Mr. Frizzle. Didn't she have a lizard? Oh, she's waiting. CBJ, I would have told you already if I'd have
I don't
known.
remember. You're gonna have to talk to Mr. Pineapples about that but it wasn't nothing bad. It's something good. It's something that you do with your business or something like that. So
What
that's
does
what it was about.
CPJ do with her business?
I don't know. I can't remember, but I think it was something about that. Does
Does
anyone
anyone
hear?
else hear some scratch coming through?
Oh,
When
that's
you
my
say
dog.
scratch, is that
Like
money
you hear my dog walking?
or is it me? I don't hear scratch. But man, you sure are listening hard for someone that isn't on the show. Interesting.
I know. Exactly. Just oh, the audio is
Oh,
chopping.
oh,
Wait, so
whose audio is
whose
it?
audio? Is it my audio?
Actually, now that you say that, I do hear something. He's not the dog.
There's
Not.
nothing going on.
I think it's you, Joe.
Let me mute myself. Let's see.
Okay, I'm going to keep going. See if you can hear me. Oh, I think it's Joe. Okay, let me mute myself. Hold on just a second. All right, you go, Joe.
Okay, can you hear what I'm talking about? It's me? It's me? I don't know what it is.
Oh
Hold on.
my gosh. Let's see. It's coming through so consistent. Squirt in the Christmas tree. What does that mean? What does that mean? I do too. It's Joe's for show. Squirrel. It's Joe, 1,000%. I mean, why has it got to be 1,000%? I mean, it's just 2% coming from Joe. Don't worry, Joe. It's just 2%. Okay, while Joe adjusts his settings, let me tell you about my day.
Testing, testing.
Okay, seems like it's clear. Yep.
Is that
Yes.
better? Is that better?
Yes. No squirrel in the Christmas tree.
No squirrel in the Christmas
Joe, your
tree.
family ports have been fire, like heirloom guy. Oh,
Thank you
nice.
so much. Yeah, I'll tell you about that. The last one that I posted. That one was fun.
Which one was the last one?
It had three. They had three kids,
Okay.
twins, and but yeah. Go ahead, and tell us about your day, Sandy, because you were doing that.
So today was like wild. Almost had a wreck this morning. Spilled my coffee all over my desk, of course, on my shirt. I'm wearing like an off-white shirt. And what was my third thing? Guess not that bad because I don't remember. Something else happened. Oh, so I'm having to take some meds because I've got some stuff going. And I cannot remember for the love of me if I took my pill or not. And now I'm like, damn, that just makes me instantly old. Have you ever felt that way? I mean, you're not anywhere near my age.
I know, being 25, but let me tell you. So I do have my I do have my pill case
Mhm.
for all the days of the week that I've
Yes.
had to fill up, and then I also have some other pills that I have to take too. So
Oh, really?
yeah, and
Okay, so
yeah,
you know the feeling, but you are organized. That's the thing. I will never in my life, I'll tell you right now, will never be organized. I'll for sure finish forget to use the little sucker, misplace it. I lost my teeth already and they never even left this house. What is it called? My
retainer.
retainer. Yeah, I have no
Wow.
idea. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. There's something. There's some problems that I've got going on. But anyway, that was my day. How about yours?
Oh, so today, this whole week has been kind of uneventful or busy, but not really too crazy, except it's been cold and I've still had photo shoots.
You know what's so funny? Speaking of, let me interrupt your cold for a second. Because, Mr. Pineapples was here
Oh, that's right.
and he
That's right.
got to experience our cold. And not once did I see this man not wearing a toboggan.
It definitely wasn't in shorts, was he?
and he was not in shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I just thought, for someone that is such a snob when it comes to cold West Texas, he was always wearing some sort of jacket because this is usually spring-like weather
It
for
is usually springtime.
Illinoisians or whatever you call those people.
A lion eye.
Is that what it is? I
I
don't
think so.
know. Okay, so we have quite a bit of people in here. I think we should do. Did you finish telling me about your day? Because I just interrupted you.
It's okay.
I'm so
we
sorry.
could go, we could go back over it, but yeah, let's show people the intro so we can get their information on it. So
Okay.
okay, hold on. Let me find it. Let me find it here. Okay, so just a little promo, a little introduction. We were
Yes.
able to go into the studio, my studio, and we were able to, all three of us, and we were able to shoot some pictures. And so that was a lot of fun. We shot quite a few pictures. So this is a small snippet. And Miss Sandy was the one that created this.
Yay.
We do need to edit it a little bit. It's only 26 seconds long. So usually the intro is like a minute or so, but
Yeah.
you know, you know,
You know.
it's a rough draft. So we'll love to see and hear your comments. So here it goes.
So you guys, we laughed so much doing this. So we had a lot of laughs, and it was a lot of fun to do it. And I thought it was pretty cool because it was the first time um, that we'd actually been able to get together and do a photo shoot because
Mhm.
obviously the Illinoisian is in Illinois. Okay, let's see here. Hold on just a second. CPJ says she's up to 5 meds per day. Hello, 41. I know 41 is awful.
I'll get there one day.
Right. This world wasn't made to contain you, Sandy. That's true. I didn't pack shorts, and the toboggan was gifted to me from a dead uncle. That
Mm.
was the second
Mm.
one. You had one to begin with. Don't even try to go there. Ridiculous.
Right. Exactly.
CPJ says, "Oh, we actually had proper cold for the Illinois. Haha. I know, right? Let's
Right.
see." And that's how this this turns into the Sandy show. Mother
Yep.
0 ADD Squirrel 20. CPJ says, "Oh, I love it." Look at Sean. Back to the old one.
Mm.
Oh, wait, or is he talking
Mm-mm-mm.
about you?
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure. That's fantastic. Just make the word stay up longer, but so cool.
Why didn't he tell you that
Not
earlier?
once, not once. And you know what's funny? Funny is
Hmm.
you were the only one who gave me feedback on it the first time. He just kind of scrolled on through. The second time, you once again gave me feedback, and then he kind of said something. I just thought,
Kind of
funny.
said something, right?
Yeah, kind of said something. And
He kind
now,
of said
now that
something.
he's in the audience, he decides he's got more things to say.
Yeah, now he's got plenty of feedback for you.
Hmm.
Plenty. And you'll notice I was in two different shirts.
And so was I.
Yeah, it's because a certain producer didn't show up on time. And I was having to squeeze our shoot in between. And I'm sure he's going to come on here and blame his mama because he's good at that because
Yeah.
Mama Vegeta was making him run behind, or something about getting lost
He
because he
got,
found it just fine.
yeah, he got lost. Just like his mail gets lost, he got lost. And then, I mean, I don't know. He had to go pick his mom up, but I'm like, so you should have left earlier because
Right. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too.
anyway, he said, Joe said to do something I didn't. It's here.
It's
We
here.
don't know what those incoherent messages mean. So we're just going to strike those from the record.
Those are
So
gone. They're
anyway,
gone.
back to your story, Joe. I am so sorry to apologize.
What story was I telling?
Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. But hold that thought. There was an earthquake
Oh,
earlier.
It's,
in case y'all didn't know.
I didn't know that.
And so anyway, I believe it was Cynthia from, man, True
The
Hauntings
scary,
podcast.
scary, yes,
Yes.
scary.
Cynthia
Hmm.
Sear. So she checked on us. That was very nice of her.
Uh-huh.
And my husband's been traveling today. I hadn't really checked on him. He hadn't really checked in with me. No big deal. It's kind of how we
Hmm.
do. And on the way home from dinner, Kate and I went to dinner, and he said, "Have you seen the news about the earthquake?" And I said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "I did see that." He's like, "Well, did you see where it was?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, that's where I was. I was at the epicenter of the earthquake." I'm like, "What?"
Oh my goodness, you were
And
so concerned, Sandy, weren't you?
so, look at me. I was so concerned. I was like, "No way. Are you serious?" And so anyway, he didn't feel it because they were driving. So he just heard about it once they got to their other location or wherever
Right,
he said.
right. So,
So
Big Kid text messaged the family, and she's like, "Did you guys feel anything?" And we're like, "No." What would we feel?
right.
And
Like
they said there
gas,
was
indigestion.
earthquake. I was like, "No, I thought that was just jet farting. That's
Right. Normal.
normal stuff." But I was not even in the house at the time either, so I don't even know. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
interesting. So Alex says apparently other parts of the hospital felt it. I was in the basement all day. Sean said not so. And Anita is joining us. Hello,
Oh,
Anita.
and of course she missed the
And you
intro
missed the intro. Oh, Anita, I swear you and Jamie just be running late all the time.
all the time. Anita, how about them Cowboys?
Wait, I was gonna say, did they lose? She's
They
gonna leave the
lost.
show.
And see, and I was gonna talk crap about them. Oh wait, Siri's trying to get back in here. Get off, Siri.
Did she think you said, "Hey"?
Yeah. Anyways, I was going to talk crap, but then my Eagles lost, so I couldn't talk any crap to anyone. I was
Wait, did the
like,
Eagles play the Chiefs?
no, the Eagles played the Washington Commanders,
Oh, that's
and
right.
and they were
Wait, was that an upset?
basically, yeah,
Oh,
because the Eagles were undefeated and the Washington Commanders were like
oh, she said,
really bad.
"Stop, Joe." Tron said Dallas Cowboys for life. Boom.
we'll see about that.
CPJ said, "Y'all, I thought maybe the propane truck hit our house for real. Christmas trees rocking and dining. Fixture was swinging. No way,
What?
CPJ.
Shut the front door.
Wow, that's crazy." And back to the earthquake thing. I think this is Eric's second earthquake that he's been in because I think he was like at a Guns N' Roses concert in Dallas a few years back when they had one.
That one there. So you might want to avoid traveling with him, I
I
think.
Yeah, well, I've never been around.
Right?
Never been around.
Exactly.
Eagles lost to a sorry team. Oh,
Oh,
in your
and
face.
Anita, what was the record of the Packers? Oh, yeah.
What is he saying? They are not the Reds. No one
The
said that at all. You know what he's
no,
saying?
oh, we called them the Washington
He
Commanders.
straight up said Commanders.
I-
I'm gonna boot you. You shouldn't even be commenting. Don't make me ban you.
right.
Get out of
And I was
here.
about to say the Washington football team because that's what they were called last year.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, trying to come
So
up here trying to say that I said something.
don't
I
even
didn't
watch the
say that.
NFL, and he's over here.
Right. Trying
He's
to correct
he
me.
said you said it, and he can rewind. Well, rewind.
Oh, did I say it? Did I say that?
I don't recall.
I may have. Anyways,
Oh well.
they're the Commanders.
Oh well, who cares? Because it's not like they weren't that for 100 million years.
Right.
Excuse us for not remembering for 2 years.
Like a couple of my favorite football players were on that team.
Yeah,
So, you know.
exactly. Roy G. Biv. What's his name? RG3. Yeah, RG3. What is RG3 doing these days? I really liked him as a quarterback because he would move. Man, I love that he could just hustle. That's what I like about a quarterback, a mobile quarterback. But I think he
Hmm.
got hurt
Hmm.
anyway,
I think he did get hurt. And
right?
then Uh-oh. So Anita is like trying to throw some stuff here, and
They
I'm
should have
just
just
gonna.
stayed the football team. Also, you said Commanders, Joe.
That's what I thought I said.
You
But
cannot
yeah.
compare Washington to Green Bay. Oh, listen to this bullshit. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. And Sean, I'm not even reading your comment. Get out of here with that negativity. Not even posting that comment up here,
Let's
Sean.
see here. Let's see her. Let's see here. Hold on just a second, Anita. I'm looking.
You cannot
Let's.
compare Washington. Wait, Green Bay. Oh, the
Uh,
Packers.
Washington was 4-5. The
Hmm.
same thing with the Green Bay Packers. So there you go.
But if Anita says they're worse, they're worse. Damn it, right, Anita?
Right.
You best be listening to Anita. Don't be arguing with our people.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at this. I'm sorry. I must have skipped dimensions.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that's what I thought because I was like, I
Mhm.
don't think I said that.
And you know what? We need a public apology. Don't be in here in the comments.
I
No
know,
bullshit. I believe
just
Anita.
thinking.
Oh, quit trying to change the subject. Quit trying to change the
You
subject.
gotta change the
Speaking
subject
of
now.
subjects, okay, Joe, are you done with
Okay.
your day? Are we finished?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, well,
Go
I don't
right
know.
ahead.
I was just seeing what you were doing.
Oh no, it's just other than it's been cold. Just been cold. Oh, I did get a new purple pillow.
I see you got a new purple shirt.
Well, I've had this for a while,
Oh,
but
okay.
I
I've
haven't
never
worn
seen
it
it
on the show
before.
before. But
Okay.
the whole
Like the
jazz
purple
about
mattress?
purple pillows. Well, we got a new mattress,
Uh-huh.
and
But is it a purple
uh,
mattress?
do what?
Is it a purple mattress?
No, we went the next step up. So
Oh, bitches. You got a black mattress? Not really. What is it? The Casper?
no, I don't know. It's one that elevates and moves and all that
the
fun stuff.
zero G.
Yes, yes,
Shoot.
that's
Oh,
it.
that zero G. It's amazing. I
Did you get
highly
one?
recommend that.
You have one?
Bro. Yeah, bro. What the you talking about?
Nice.
Man, shoot, our mattress be doing tricks and shit. You know what? Well, you know what's so funny? Anita has laid down on my bed. She sampled it one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. No, our mattress, we got it when we first moved over to Westminster. We got a whole
Mhm.
new bedroom suite. And so we got an upgraded mattress.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah. So ours does the massage, raises feet, raises head, and it does the zero G. And the
And the
zero G
lumbar,
feels like you're on a cloud of
right?
happiness.
Yeah,
Ah, you just never want to leave. It should be illegal to buy them.
right. Exactly. So they moved. Of course, now we're upstairs, right? And so
Right.
the the guys that brought it in to set it up, they're like, make sure
Cussing.
that you don't store it vertically. Whenever you guys move, make sure and it's like scaring the crap out of us about the new mattress. It's like, oh,
Why can't you store it vertically?
because the way the honeycomb that's inside of it,
Oh, uh-huh.
if you store it vertically, it smushes on itself and it's going to create a little hump in the mattress itself. So,
And ain't no humps on this mattress.
and they say that they won't come out. So, so
Oh
whenever y'all move,
my.
make sure that the mattress stays horizontal.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
Look at
what they.
this. Look at this. Roy G. Biv. What's next to purple? That mattress let Abby's do raise his head. Shut up, Jamie. Cochino.
And yours has LEDs underneath.
Oh, my mess. LEDs. What the hell you need LEDs for? No. We don't have no
And we have little charging ports underneath it too.
Oh, really? No. Mm-mm. They didn't
Oh,
have those things 6 years ago. How long have I had? I don't even know how long I had it. Look at this. Look at this bullshit. Sandy is rich.
right.
Nuh-uh, they just had layaway, Anita. Look, Sean said the fake bed.
Now it's fake.
Yeah. You know why you need them, Sandy? Oh, so I can see my accessories under the bed.
With accessories under the bed. That's what you need.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad, because you always wonder how does it get to way back there? How does it?
Right,
Sandy
right.
is building a bowling alley. That's true.
Mm-mm. The truth.
That's true.
She's already trying to figure out what crop she's gonna grow.
Yes, we got to figure out crops before we figure out bowling alleys. Um,
Right.
anyway, y'all, I can't contain this any longer.
Okay, go ahead. Go
Um,
ahead.
I
I
have
thought Mr.
ripped.
Pineapples would be with us right
I know exactly. We're just gonna do this whole show without him. So, you know, we've seen it all on
now.
this show. We have seen some ripped from the headline shit that you're just kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck? So, anyway, today, the woman who married a rag doll, I don't know if y'all remember this.
Oh,
This is real. This shit is real. I mean, I had to do some googles.
did I just read the first sentence?
Yeah. The woman who married a rag doll reveals that he has cheated on her. Just as the pair are set to celebrate their first wedding anniversary. How awful. When freaking rag dolls be cheating. And I can't even get a text back from my husband while he's in the middle of an earthquake. But these rag dolls be cheating.
I was like,
Anyway,
what?
she since admitted her relationship is hanging on by a thread. No pun intended here. No pun intended. I'm sure of it.
Stop it, Sandy.
No, this is real. This is serious. Anyway, in the latest twist in this very bizarre tale, she claims he went to a motel with another woman and even says she found texts on his phone.
Oh my goodness.
And let me reiterate, I cannot get a text back, but this whole ass ragdoll is having an
A
affair.
ragdoll is doing his thing. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yes. After a whirlwind romance, she claimed to have fallen pregnant and she didn't want to have the baby out of wedlock. The duo decided to get hitched in a ceremony attended by how many people do you think attended this wedding?
To
250.
shut the front.
250. Okay.
What?
Soon, she gave birth in only 35 minutes at home with a doctor and a nurse on site. Live streamed the ordeal to an audience of 200 people. Here is the baby, looks just like his dad. Y'all, looks just like the dad. And Chon thinks this is all fake. Chon, this is real. Chon, this is real. Anyway,
Oh my gosh.
while she's overjoyed about the new arrival, she revealed that she's starting to have some doubts about her relationship because she's the only breadwinner and they're struggling to pay bills. The mother of three and her ragdoll lover are sleeping in separate beds after she caught him cheating. And so
Are
here's the
they
doctor and
are
nurse
they
that
three
helped
ragdolls?
deliver. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean they're a busy family.
seems that way.
So
Yee.
she exposed the betrayal on TikTok. Thank you, TikTok, for not letting me see that. Because every day I wake up and I'm like, Jesus, I'm gonna be a good person today. And then I see shit like this, and then I talk so much shit, and then I'm like, I'm gonna
It's
go
in
to
your
hell.
FY. It's in
I
your
am
FY. Just,
I'm going
I
to
bet you when you open up your TikTok tonight, it's gonna be there.
bet you sure right. Anyway, here's the happy family giving birth.
Oh my goodness.
And here's her when she was pregnant, just in case you are wondering. But this is what gets crazier about all of this, okay?
Okay. It gets crazier. I couldn't imagine.
It gets crazier because you know why?
Why?
She shared the magic behind the relationship after she complained to her mother about being single and having nobody to dance with. As a result, her mom created her soulmate. And while she's certain of their romance, others don't appear to agree. It really upsets me. Chon,
Like
this is
Chon.
for you. This
Like
is for
Chon.
you, Chon.
Yeah.
It really upsets me when people say this is fake. It makes me so angry. I'm a woman of character. My father, my mother taught me to be honest, to be a good person, and not to take advantage of anyone or anything. So there we have it.
Wow. That's intense.
That was intense, right? And I was traumatized, and I feel like y'all needed to be traumatized by that as well.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you shared that info because I don't know what I'm going to do with myself
I
the
know.
rest of the
You
night
know
because
what? I
I'm going to be
oftentimes
worried about it this whole time that if a ragdoll can't stay
there's no
loyal,
hope for the rest of
there's
us.
no hope for the world.
There
No
really
hope.
isn't. Alex, this lady needs to be put in a padded cell. Anita says, "Ay, Dios mío." We all needed to know this information, Sandy. Ragdoll Lover. That's the next country song.
Right.
I can hear it now. Such
It's going to be
Bologna.
sang by, what's his, Tiger Joe. What's his name?
Oh, what
Tiger
is his
King
name?
Joe.
Tiger King. Yeah. Why can't men stay monogamous? So this is upsetting Jamie very much so that he hasn't gotten his groceries. What time is it already? And what time did he say he was going to order his
How long?
groceries?
How many groceries did he order that it takes this long to get them?
I don't know. I mean, it's just about as ridiculous as his story.
It's very.
I mean, it's right up there.
It's right up there.
So anyway, that was my ripped from the headlines.
Which headlines?
That was the Brazilian woman. She's Brazilian. Is Daily Mail online?
Okay, I was just making sure. Was that which was that on
I
the
need
Wall Street Journal?
yes. This is I'm sure it will be. Sandy, you shared it with us at such a serious because Anita, this is serious business. This lady was cheated on while she was pregnant. That's awful. Oh, he has his and he's still putting them up.
How many kids you got?
Honestly, my family acted hungry since I was gone and normally order for Fridays. So your
Hmm.
family didn't order groceries while you were gone,
Yeah,
and
so
today you ordered a mother
your
load?
family needs to put up the groceries because that's how it works. I go pick up the groceries, I help bring them in, and somebody else got to put them up. That's the only way you got to do it.
I know that's right.
Unless he's hiding certain foods from
That
his
could very well be
family
the case.
because his family does like to
Take things
take things
that don't belong to
right out of
them.
the cupboard that has been locked up.
So, are there anything that maybe grinded your gears this weekend
Anything that
or this
grinded my
week?
gears this
Other than
weekend?
Jamie? Other than Jamie. We'll wait. We'll save anything about Jamie when he gets here.
And then it's like, no, never mind. No, it's fine. It's
Right.
fine. No, I didn't have anything that grinds my gears. Okay, so let me tell you about the family that I took pictures of that CPJ was talking about. So the mom's a lawyer for Texas Tech. The dad is a general surgeon. So cool. They have 4-year-old twins, boy and girl, and then they have like an 8 or 9-year-old son. I have never seen so much energy in all my life,
Even like from us?
even from y'all. It's
Really?
because I would try to get those kids to pose, and then they would make faces, they would fight with each other. And she kept saying, "No wrestling." She kept like they do wrestling all the time. She's like,
Oh, really?
"No wrestling right now. We can do wrestling later." It was just, and we were trying to walk through the park where we were taking the pictures, and boom, the twins go pew, just left and right and running all over the place, and I'm like, good luck with that. So,
Look, I can't Photoshop leaves out, dirt, messy hair.
exactly. Oh my gosh. And then so one of the twins, so the dad, he was, of course dads are like dads. They don't want their kids running around. And I was like, it's okay. Don't try to force them into anything because you're just gonna make them cry. And of course they do. Forces them into something. And the twins like, we're not sitting beside you because you're not being our friend.
You right, because mine would have got whooped talking to me like that.
Oh man. They had driven all the way from Midland because to shoot with me. And
Nice. You've
they
had lots of
came.
travelers.
I do have lots of travelers, and I felt so bad because I think I got one or two just like normal. Everything else, they're just making faces, they're cracking up, they're grabbing onto each other. It was crazy. It was crazy. And even on the walk back to my car, those kids are just zoom, zoom, zoom. I
And what
felt
were
like,
the parents? Were they like apologetic and they're like,
yeah, they're
never,
like,
this
I'm so
never
sorry. I'm
happens
so
like this?
sorry. I don't know what they're doing, what they're up to.
You
You
don't
know
know.
those kids.
You know them act a fool all the time.
They act a fool all the time. I was like, because whenever my dad gave me the look, I stopped whatever I was doing.
Bro,
Right?
dude.
There was no questions about it because something was going to happen if I didn't
Yeah.
stop what I was doing. Not these kids. No, no, no. They were trying to bribe them. They were trying to do this and that. And I was like, I was
Getting hit before photos is the best method for family photos with no fuss.
oh my goodness, I felt so bad for mom and dad. I was like, oh my gosh,
I don't know how those people do it. But you said the
why are you
dad
looking
was
at me
a
like
surgeon general? Is that what you said? What'd you say his dad was? A general
that? A
surgeon?
general surgeon.
Oh, I was gonna say I have a surgeon general in my DMs right now. And I think he's overseas somewhere trying to collect some money. But Johnny Depp, y'all, oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I saw
He
that.
he was in my DMs.
Is he still going for it?
No, he was so annoying. I was like, oh my, he wanted me to download some app so that we could talk better. I'm like, what? I don't even understand your English now. How is it going to get better in another app? Anyway, I'm like, I don't have Android. I don't know what you're asking me to do. I'm like, iPhone doesn't have it. Yeah,
Oh my
CPJ.
gosh,
Yeah, they are all. Yeah, it was red dye through and through. Red
man,
dye.
they were wild, 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 wild. But the pictures came out great. The ones that I could pick at the show. And I told them like, at this age, family photos aren't supposed to be perfect. They're not
Right.
about they're not about the perfect. When they get older and they can actually stand still and stuff like that and listen and listen,
Yeah.
then that's when we start kind of
And answer
praising
their
you.
phones out at photo shoots
Right, exactly. Right in the middle of it.
right in the
When I
middle of it.
right when I pull the camera up, they answer the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's when family photos are fine.
yeah, exactly.
So, is that all
So
you've done? Because you've done a lot of tech grads here
yeah,
lately.
I've done a couple of tech grads. I did actually did one tonight. I've been doing this for about 8 to 10 years now,
Yeah.
and this was the first time that I shot in front of the Animal Science Building. And the Animal Science Building is right there by the United Spirit Arena. It's the
Okay,
one
that's what
with
I
the two
thought.
cows
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of that hang out front. And she wanted her pictures there, so that was awesome. So
Cool.
we finally. I was like, oh, you know how long I've been doing this, and no one's ever taken their pictures here.
You're the first. I
She
love
was the
it.
first. It was cool. She was fun. She was fun. She had a dog that was just as spoiled as my dogs, and so that was fun because the dog looked like it was just shaking. It's like
No. Was he
it's too,
cold or is it
he was cold.
Chihuahua?
No, he was cold. He's
Okay.
like, I don't ever go outside.
Right. What is this environment that I'm
What?
in?
Cannot believe y'all brought me out here.
But other than shivering, he did good in his pictures and stuff.
On the most part, I was trying to get one where he would actually walk with her because like side by side, and he just as soon as she put him down, he's like, "Hey, so what's over here? This smells different. Oh, what's this person over here?" So,
Yeah.
but we grabbed a couple of good ones there, so it was fun. It was fun.
Oh, awesome. Good. I love it. And so but you've done all sorts of animals, right?
Yes, I've done pigs. I've
Yes.
done baby ducks. Done
I don't recall baby
horses,
ducks.
or maybe they're baby chicks. They may be chicks. I don't think they were ducks. Horses, a cow, and a goat.
Oh.
Yeah,
Goats' eyes are so weird. I'm curious how they came out in your pictures. They freak me out, actually. I thought that was somebody behind me.
it was. It was the weirdo.
Behind you, though. I thought it
Right.
was me. I was like, what?
No, yeah, I didn't get any close-ups of them, so
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I gotcha.
yeah,
I'm with you.
it's just one of those. We live in this FHA world around here, so
Yes.
they like to
Yes.
show off their animals and things. So it was
That's
fun.
cool. That's real cool.
It was cool. Other than
So,
that, no grinds my gears things.
well, I have two grinds my gears, actually.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
So, my first grind my gears has nothing to do with me, and it's actually none of my damn business. But I'm going to tell you about it. Because you know what
Okay.
grinds my gears? People that sell dirty stuff on the marketplace. Like if you post a mirror or some shoes or just something and you say, it needs a little dusting. Well, dust it, you nasty. Like, why you say you could probably get $3 more out of it
Good.
if you
Yeah.
just dust it, if you just wipe it down. Quit selling your dirty junk. Oh my gosh. Like, how much more effort is it going to be out of you? Anyway, seeing dirty stuff on Facebook or putting your feet where I can see it when you take a picture of it. Like, I like those pairs of pants, but because your feet are so close to it, I don't want it anymore. These pants were so, I'm like, ooh, I like these jeans. I'm like totally gonna get them. And then I saw her crusty toe
Oh,
near the pant, and I'm like, no, no, pass.
she actually put them on there.
Yeah, so like she took up like the picture up here, and her feet were in the picture near the pants. I'm like, is there not a better
It was like,
way?
I'm out.
No,
I'm out.
I'm out instantly. I'm out. It was a great deal. They were brand new, still had tags on them, and her
Wow.
patas were in the picture. No mames, no
So
mames.
speaking of that, so of course I'm flipping through TikTok, and this guy is on a college campus, and he's asking the college kids how much money is in their account. First guy's got like $3. The second one's
Seems
like
legit. Seems
three.
legit.
The next one is like about $150. Okay, that's
Okay.
cool. And the last one was a girl, and she goes, I have about $18,000 in my account, and he's
This
like, what?
no,
She
don't tell me feet pics.
yes, it's
I knew
100%.
it.
He's like, wow, how do you have so much money and you go to college? He goes, yeah, I sell feet pics.
And some people are just crazy like that, man. They just, I mean, but you know what?
She
Do
goes,
you
and I
like
keep
them or do you not like them?
yeah,
Right?
she
Because I
keeps
mean,
them covered all day long. She said, she goes, you can't see them now because it cost you extra, but
so I saw this reel or
Smart.
something
Oh,
like
hey,
that, right?
Jamie.
Hey,
oh,
Hey,
I saw this
welcome.
reel where this guy was like, I'm about to do something outrageous or whatever. So then he has this whole bunch of cash. He walks into his house. He goes to his sister's room and he just starts throwing money on her. Lots of money, lots and lots of money. And she's like, what's going on? He goes, I just want you to go ahead and pay off your college right now. And she was like, what? And he goes, yep. And they're like, where did you get all this money? He was like, pictures of my penis. And his mom was like, what are you doing? What's going on? And his sister's like half crying and half like, I don't know. What the
he's like, the money hasn't been anywhere around it, but
Right.
fuck?
I'd be collecting, like, okay, go do some more.
Right? I was like, well, it would be funny if he'd have said, Mom, don't worry. I'm paying off the house next week. I just need a couple more.
I'd have been like, see, mijito, see.
Yeah. I'd have been like, whatever. Not. I don't know. I'd say, I don't know what I'd feel like.
Alex says, dude, feet pics and OnlyFans are a broke girls and guys' best friend.
man, they can be rolling in that stuff, man. It's crazy how
I
much
read
money
an
they can make.
article, I don't know who put it out, but there was a girl who was talking about how she went into, like, she created a whole separate identity so that she would never be found out who she was. And so you can't tell who she is. She has, like, she went through very extensive, like, social medias and different things so that she won't be found out, to keep her identity a secret, I guess, because her feet are so beautiful. I don't know.
Did,
But
okay, I
I
thought
mean,
there was
you
a
got it.
part to
I
the
don't,
story. It's like,
that's
but she
okay.
was found out.
no, she wasn't found out. No,
Okay, good.
no, she never was.
I mean, I guess, feet guys or girls or both, whatever, it's their thing.
And then my
Not my thing.
second grinds my gears, or third, whatever the list I'm on, is people that announce a Facebook cleanup. Like they announce that they're fixing to delete people off their friends list. Shut the fuck up and just do it. No mames. Quit announcing that. Y'all just need
Everybody
attention.
has to announce stuff, right?
You need a high five in the face with a chair. I mean, I swear to dog. Why? I just, some people just need attention on social media. Then my third, fourth, fifth grinds my gears. Check this out. I was scrolling on TikTok. There was this girl who had posted that now What is it saying? It was Two Turnt Tony. He's funny. He and his family smoked weed with him and paid off his family's debt because of his OnlyFans. Oh, okay. So Alex knows what you're talking about.
Wow. Thanks,
Interesting. Thank you for that information about Two Turnt Tony. So anyway, so this girl apparently was a OnlyFans person and then moved over into meeting one of her biggest fans and started doing things with him for money, basically a sugar daddy, and it
Oh.
included sugar. And then it turned into like more like a threatening type situation.
Oh.
Yeah. So my thing
It
to
got
that
scary
is
real fast, didn't
it got scary, and I'm like,
Yeah.
now if it
She
isn't
totally
the
ignored all red flags.
consequences, yeah, if
She
it
was like-
isn't the consequences of her actions knocking at her door, and I feel no sympathy for you because you put yourself in that situation with all you opened up the doors with all these creepers.
I mean,
He sure did.
has there ever really been a safe environment for that type of thing? You know, there's a reason why at the strip clubs that they have a bridge, I guess, right?
It was safe, Jamie.
I don't know, Jamie. I've never been to one, so I wouldn't
It
know
was safe prior to her selling her sugar, prior
Right.
to her meeting him.
Right,
It
but
was
that's what I'm
IRL.
saying. No, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So, in what world did she connect that it's okay to meet publicly or off
in
off
her
the
in her
platform?
little fan, you know why? In her little money hungry
money
world.
is money.
In her money hungry world, that's where she thought it was okay.
How
And then
about
he
that?
starts threatening her. And then he's like, "Oh, well, here's $4,000 and now." And then he's like, "Oh, well, you stole my money." I mean,
what did he do to supply the money too? You know what I mean?
she wouldn't ask him.
I'm just curious for I'm like, what people who do that kind of stuff, I'm always just curious, like, what do you do for a living that you can provide that much money? And secondly is like, where's your mindset that you connect that you can actually be with someone who is online? Or you know what I mean? Not on, yeah, like a personality, basically. Like if any of us had like your fan, Sandy, that dude's reaching out to you over the DMs and he's thinking he's got a chance. Like, does that ever work? Like,
First of all, this man thinks he has a chance asking for my money. It's not because he's a fan.
well,
No, it's Johnny Depp though.
It's Johnny,
might
and
change
he's
his
a
mind.
musician.
He started that way, but maybe later he's like, you know what? You really captured my heart.
He wouldn't say it. He wouldn't say it in that type of English. It'd be broken.
You captured my
Yeah.
Stop.
my round
Right.
heart.
Now give me 50 iTunes cards.
50 iTunes cards.
So Jamie, tell us about you.
I got so I came back to a slew of comic books. I got this really cool one here.
A slew? Would you say a
Yes.
plethora?
I'm only going to show two off. This one's pretty cool because it's made of metal.
Oh,
Sounds like
This is something I've recently got into. I didn't know they made metal comic books, and I've slowly been winning them somehow. And now I'm like, okay, I dig it. It's cool, and you can tell because it's
right.
So anyway, I just wanted to show that one off. I was pretty excited about it. Don't know if that's going to be a good book though. But this one was pretty cool. This one's got some story behind it. All right, so it's called Almost American. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's actually even got signatures on here. There's 3 signatures. Their names are Janosh Newman, Victoria Newman, and Ron Mars. So the interesting thing about this
Never
comic book,
heard of them.
and that's good. Why? This comic book is about American spies. And those 3 are the actual real life spies that this comic book is based on.
Oh, wait. Real life spies?
Real life spies. They're back in the Reagan age when they were doing
Reaganomics.
During the Cold War? Into the Cold War?
And so, being 11 years later, they put a comic book out. This one, it was in 2020.
What's the 7.5 up there? What does that mean?
That's the
So,
rating.
yeah, it's the scale goes from below 0 to 10. 10 being the best. Chris means everything's just perfect. Like if it just came off of the roller, the press, yes, then you probably get a 10 off that. So then you start going down from there. So that's what that means. But that's cool. And I'm not going to be able to read it because it's encapsulated, right? But I am interested in hearing about these three now. Now I'm going to go. I haven't looked them up because it just caught up with opening the mail today, and I was like, sweet. But I did hear about this actually. I won
Do y'all
this.
remember Captain Planet?
Mm-hmm.
That first character, that first face on there reminds me of his face, of Captain Planet's face, actually.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like quick glance type look. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Very
but I thought that was kind of cool. It's real life American spies got together and decided to tell their story through comic book last year. And then I won a comic book with their 3 signatures on it.
That's pretty damn cool. I like that. I like that it's real life.
Yeah.
I
I'd never heard of something like this. So I was like, sweet.
Can you send it to me and I'll open it since you don't want to?
No, momness.
Well, I just thought you needed help opening it.
Didn't need help.
Why does it need to be encapsulated? Am I supposed to read it?
How am I supposed to read it and appreciate it?
And
not become a spy myself.
I only get it for the art. Well, that one I won, so it's not like I was looking to own it.
So you won it, so it doesn't. I mean, it's not
so
really
Mr.
that
Pineapples
valuable.
and I spoke about him trying to trying to use this obsession to fund his obsession for his picks of comics. So he has a wanted list.
I want everyone to know. Look, so I told Joe there was like 3 or 4 things that I wanted. I was like, should I get like a printing press shirt? Because I wanted to start making shirts on my own for my family and everything.
That's where CPJ came in.
Yeah. And then, or get a 3D printer so I could print some stuff out that I want and then maybe sell some things off on the side. And there was some other stuff. I think those were the major 2 ones, though, that I was thinking about. There was a smoker, but I do want a smoker, so that wasn't one I debated on. But anyway, if you have an opinion on that, throw in the comments or questions to ask.
Oh, that's fine. And CPJ had extra money that she forgot about because it was her Etsy account that she didn't know that she had still. And that's what I was talking about, making money without even knowing it.
Making money without even knowing it. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, because CPJ was just selling her designs, just the digital designs. And
she's got talent like that, man. You know what I mean? Like she can draw and she's creative, and I'm like, I ain't got that. I can tell you what you should draw.
Well,
can't do it.
This is what you need to do. Just because you can't draw doesn't mean that you can't sell it. So as long as it can be the same consistent look the whole time, and then that becomes valuable, then it doesn't matter if it's good art or bad art because
But it's not art that I would feel comfortable putting out there. I'd look at this and be like,
all you have to do is think of Beyonce's picture, the blurry one.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy White's best picture ever, and just know that if he can achieve his dreams, so can you.
Right, exactly. If they can make money on an out of focus picture and call it
a picture art taken by accident.
Yeah. Then there's hope for me yet.
Yes.
There is.
So, but it was a good conversation. Joe was telling me about how to, because you're right. The idea was like, I want to start making money off of this so it funds my addiction instead of spending my own money on it.
Right, exactly.
And I think you were going to come on the show and apologize to Joe.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Yes, because I did not say that word.
For not saying that word.
I'm sorry, Joe, for not saying that word.
Yeah, I can't go further than that.
Interesting.
It was my fault. I crossed over into a different reality.
Mm-hmm.
Other you did say it, though. Just not this you.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. Monetary exchange for goods and services. Some women in this day and age have the terrible notion that they give their service and pay for all of their dreams by giving that away.
Oh,
very insightful. Mm-hmm. You don't have to actually create the designs to make products. Designers allow you to buy their designs and sell so many. So if you can print, press, package, mail, you got this.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. Carrie makes designs. Okay. Dang it. CPJ, let me just tell you. I'm gonna just say,
I told her at the beginning her ears are probably ringing because we were saying such good things about her.
Can I just tell you I love you so much? Thank you. You're so sweet. She sent some great encouraging texts. But one of the things, I had to go to my dad's funeral this weekend, and I took the hat that I had CPJ make for my dad that says Papa Pina on it, and it has a pineapple in the middle. It's upstairs. I should have brought it so I can show it off, but it is really, he didn't wear it, which is fine. You know, I knew he enjoyed it. And so I saw that thing, got a bit emotional thinking about it, but I was like, man, the hat looks just really good, honestly. But it's so happy that, because I always made, or CPJ always made me things to give to my dad that had Papa Pina on it. And in my house, all the way up here, that's what I do on my stuff is, you know, Papa Pina also up here. And Dr. Pineapples is Mama Pina. And so having that up here, it's just a really sweet connection. And on the topic of hats, my cousin, on one of the nights that I was in Lubbock, I invited him to dinner, and he came over. Man, that dude made me cry too. He had a hat in his hand, and I was like, what is this about? And he goes, hey, so that was your father-in-law gave that to Grandpa, and Grandpa put it on the wall. My grandpa used to have hats all over his wall. And so my father-in-law years ago had bought him a Cincinnati Reds hat, because that was my father-in-law's favorite team, and he gifted it to my grandfather, whom he respected very much for a lot of the things that he did for, you know, being the father and man of his house. And so I saw this, I was like, man, this is going to be such a great token to take home for the holidays and show my mother-in-law and his other daughter. And it was just like, I don't even know what to say to that, man. I was like,
Right.
like,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it was. So anyway, I just had to share those things.
Very cool. So did you enjoy your time with us, Mr. Pineapples?
I did very much. So, you know, like, it was the most, you know, one of the most difficult things to process and go through. Losing my son Eli, definitely the top one. Losing my father-in-law, losing my dad now. That's tough. Losing just so many people, but there's so many feelings, there's so many emotions. I've shared with before about how I like to control my emotions in ways. I stuff them in places so that I can just be like, you're going to stay over there for a minute, and then I can process it later or whatever. And so there was so many times when I needed to do that, because it just didn't feel quite, I don't know. But during the visitations and the graveside services and everything else, Joe, Sandy, JD, their families were there. And it really helped me process everything in a better way, because like I shared this with Joe one night, and I was like, it was just something about going through all that really made me feel lonely, you know, and losing a parent really, there's this weird loneliness that gets attached. It's not the typical definition of loneliness, right? There's this weird thing, like your family, your nuclear family or something, it's smaller now. And so that just, it was feeling really hurtful, really painful. But when like Sandy and her husband and her son came to get me, and when Joe, his wife and his kids showed up, like those were things that really helped me feel vulnerable, and to be able to take out those things and just cry and let it out in front of them, between people I trust and love and care about so much. And, you know, there was a lot of stuffing things when they weren't there. And so when they showed up, when you guys showed up, it really helped to heal. It helps with the grieving process. It helps with knowing that you're not as alone as you feel.
And luckily there's a Wiener Schnitzel here, so you got chili dogs, and so he didn't have to drive an hour out of town to go get Wiener Schnitzel. So he really enjoyed that part of it.
And I want to share something about Jamie's dad's funeral that was like so cool for us. So JB, if I can, at the funeral they had a dove release. And I've never witnessed an actual dove release. I've only seen them on TikToks and on film.
And they usually, if they're on TikToks, it's a fail.
It's a disaster, if anything. So anyway, they had kind of started talking about the, you know, the process or whatever. And so I was on the opposite end, so I didn't even know that there was a dove guy there. so she's like, oh, and this gentleman here is going to do the dove release. And so he releases 3, and 3 were for the Holy Trinity. And then he released a 4th one, and that's it for AP, as he called him, to Aurelio Pina Jr. And so anyway, they went off without a hit. Everything was perfect. The doves flew off. And I'm sitting there like, are they coming back? Like, what are we going to do? And so the gentleman that had the doves, he's like, he's kind of putting his stuff up. And I'm like, man, I have so many questions. So I'm like, let me go ask some questions. So anyway, this gentleman does this. This is his job. He trains pigeons. And so he said, yes, the pigeons will be at his house like in 30 minutes. And so I was just kind of like, but you've got a couple of stragglers. He said, well, I have young and I have old. My 2 oldest have already gone to where they need to be. My 2 younger are still gathering their bearings, but they'll be home shortly. And so, like, to me, I'm just like I still have so many questions, and I didn't want to talk this man's ear off, but I still want to know, like, how do you train them? I did find out that their lifespan is 14 years, but because they can get hit by vehicles, they can get souped up by hawks, and just other circumstances.
Be held too long by the pastor.
Pastor.
And he chucks them like a baseball.
Hey,
and then gravity worked.
But anyway, so this is amazing. I want to track him down and see if he'll come on the show, because it was so.
That was so crazy.
I wonder how many he has in stock.
Right?
Yeah.
Like how many do you have in stock? How do you train them? Like, do you? I don't know. There's just so many things. So anyway, so that's pretty cool.
My dad actually. So 2 months ago, my dad buried his mother, and he when he was talking to me about it, he was like, Mijo, you should have seen it. We found someone had doves, and we were like, yes, let's get it. He was like, it was like $400. He goes, but they were beautiful. They were amazing. He couldn't find the words to really describe his feelings. And he was like, I want those in my funeral. And I was like, Dad, are you serious? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I mean, you get to call the shots. So I was like, I didn't realize they would impact you so much. And he was like, neither did I. You should have seen it. It was beautiful the way they did it. And I was like, okay. And so, it was his grandbabies, my older brother's children. The 2 of them released the birds. And so it was really,
it was kind of cool because they 3 of them circled around with each other. And then you notice, and then there's still 1 or 2 of them just kind of hanging back.
Yeah.
Like, hey, where'd y'all go? And then you see them pairing up with other birds, and the other birds are like, you ain't with us, fool.
Right.
So CPJ had sent me this really beautiful text on Thursday, right? And I'm going to read you what she says, and I'm going to show you what she sent. And it was pretty awesome. All right. So
while you pull that up, Ringmaster Roy is here and says, I know.
Hey, Ray. We're gonna have to actually have that guy on the show. He's a Lubbock friend, and he has a YouTube channel where he goes metal hunting. Is that right? Metal hunting,
like the little metal detectors,
the little madera thingy where on the beach. So he has like 400 videos on his YouTube, and he does that. And I don't remember if he restores or just basically shows off coins that he buys. So, or maybe finds too, but I know it was kind of like a dual channel type thing or dual topic channel, but it was impressive. It was cool. I'll share his YouTube with y'all later.
Oh, okay, cool.
Check it out. But so CPJ sent me this. He says, I call this redemption, restoration, revival. I will never look at a pineapple the same ever again. I bought this today in honor of your dad. The hard work it takes to mature a pineapple, the years of nurturing before it can be enjoyed. What a beautiful testimony to you and your dad.
It's a baby pineapple?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like a for real one?
A for real one. CPJ got it, and she's
we saw one when Dr. Vikram was on.
Yeah.
She showed us a picture of a baby pineapple. That's so cool.
So she got this.
Babe, love you.
Oh, good night, Alex. So she got this in honor of my dad and I. For everyone else who doesn't know the story or whatever, just real quick, my dad and I did not have a great relationship in the beginning and for many years. In fact, it was probably when I was 25 when my dad and I even that door could be open for us to actually have a relationship. And he came to me, he apologized. He was like, I'm sorry, I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. And I was like, you have it. I'm not going to withhold it. And then even a couple years later, we really able to really develop a relationship. And, you know, when my son passed, it was my father who was sitting next to me. And I would never have thought that would have been him. And, you know, it wasn't that he just apologized and that was it. It was that he apologized and then he absolutely put in the effort to be a really good dad as for adult J Pineapples. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He absolutely sucked, absolutely horrendous as a father to, you know, little J Pineapples, but as an adult,
Right.
no regrets at his funeral. My tears and everything else, they're of missing him, there's sadness, but there's zero regrets on it. There's zero regrets that I have with my dad on our relationship. And so
Bless you.
Salud.
Whoever sneezed. And I just want to say kudos to your dad for sucking down that Mexican male machismo, whatever he had, and apologizing to you. Because you know how many men leave this earth and never apologize to their children.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love that. And I love that you were forgiving. I'm sure it wasn't like something instantly. I'm sure, you know, that it took some time to work on. But I mean, kudos to you for not being bitter and for not and for not holding that over his head. Because again, you know, a lot of children resent their parents, you know.
Yeah. And that
And
was
so,
important to me. Like when I talked to Takisa, I was like, I'm going to forgive. And I was like, and not hold anything against him ever again, or not bring up the past, or be like, you know, you did this and you did that, you know, or be like, oh, well, you know what I
hang
mean?
it over his head as
Yeah.
a reminder.
It was never like that. And
Good for
you know, for years I would just randomly cry, missing Eli. You know, that was my son's name, Eli.
Mhm.
And like I would have to pull over on the side of the road, or I'd be in the line and I'd see this little boy that would be about his age throughout the years, and I'd have to leave the restaurant because I couldn't. You know, it was just random. It wasn't just whatever. And I would call my dad, and he answered every time. And instead of saying stupid stuff like, "Well, you've got other kids," or "You can have more," or you know, "Stop crying," he would just say stuff like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mijo. I'm so sorry." And that's all he would say. You know what I mean? He would just let me cry and yell or wail and just go through the feeling and the emotion. And then he would just be like, you know, "Are you okay? Are you safe? Are you pulled over? You know, just let it out. I'm sorry, Mijito." You know? And so I was like, that was not the dad I grew up with.
Right.
That was not him. I remember getting in trouble for petting a kitten once, as an example. And when I say getting in trouble, I don't mean getting in trouble. I mean getting the black eye and bruises all over my body. That was the kind of father I had growing up.
Wow.
And so, you know, every time he answered the phone, not a single one he didn't answer. So,
not like me and Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I gotta call Dad.
I got 20 seconds, and then he cuts you off at 10 seconds.
Right. He's like, my bad.
Yeah.
So earlier, Ringmaster Ray said metal casting.
Oh, that's right.
And metal detecting. What is metal casting? Wait, don't tell me.
Go for it.
Is it where they melt down metal and pour it into ant holes, and then they dig it out, and then you have like a freaking sculpture?
You were so close, Sandy. You were so close. Technically, you're not wrong. I've seen those where it's aluminum casting, right? Where they stick
it's aluminum.
It's still the same thing.
Aluminium. Guys, I have to go.
Yes.
We'll see y'all later.
Okay. Bye.
All right, bye. That was weird. I wasn't prepared for that. But yes, Sandy, it's where you everything you said, except not necessarily just the ant hole, I guess, but like a cast or a mold of whatever it is you want to make. And so he pours the steel in there, and then when he cracks the mold open, it's whatever the design
Okay,
is.
we need to have him on. That is
Yeah,
so crazy cool. Okay,
it
so
really
then he
was.
also
Yeah.
said, I was blessed in the same way. In the last 2 years of my dad's life, he became my best friend.
Oh,
Oh, I love
Ray.
that. That is
That's
so cool.
awesome, man.
Yes, Ray, let me know when you can. He says, I make sculptures out of pure silver. Pure
Wow.
silver.
You know what we should
How
have him
much are
do?
those bad
We should
boys?
have
Do
him
you have
make
an
us
Etsy store?
some back scratchers with pineapples at the end out of metal.
Yes.
That's
Work
so
on that.
fun.
Work on that.
Oh, can you make comic books?
No mames.
Ray, can you do metal comic books? If you do, let me know. We might
Yeah,
have to do something.
holler. Get a collab going on here.
Yeah. Over
So
there, I thought there were
anyway,
some other comments. Did we
no,
look at them
that's
all?
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh no, yeah, because CPJ showed them the pineapple, and you did. Oh, the one thing that she did say is earlier. I have a niche that you won't have. You have a niche that I won't have. There's enough sun to shine on all of us.
Oh, see, that's awesome. I like that. I like that because you know how you meet people with those some niches and they just want to be like little stingy and stuff.
Little niches with it.
And you know what? I get it. I get it. You're potentially training or helping out your competition or whatever. But
Like
I
she says, at the end of the
yeah,
day, there's enough sun to go around.
yeah, and I agree with that. And in my mind, I'm like, I love how Joe has put it before, where he's like, you know, if you're successful, then great.
Little benches with niches. That's true.
I felt like there were some topics I wanted to discuss because you were.
So I have I was still working on my grinds my gears list
Go
because there
for
was
it.
a
Keep
lot of
going.
things. So
You mad at everything, huh?
I just write stuff down because I'm like, I'm talking about this. So last Saturday, and you were here
This past Saturday.
this past Saturday.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you were here and
Let me say something real quick.
okay, go ahead.
Hold
Go
that
ahead.
thought. I have been dying for this specific recipe that is in Lubbock, Texas, and I got it this weekend.
Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock, Texas. I got it, and I gotta say, my family is about to have the blessings dropped on them. Yes, because this thing. So I used to tell people, I'm like, when they used to come to me at the restaurant that I worked at, they'd be like, "What should we order?" And I'd be like, "For dessert, you need to have the hot apple pie." It's like, it's a hot apple pie, nice crisp on the right amount of apples, great crust, cinnamon and nutmeg on it. I was like, it's amazing on its own. I was like, but then we drop this heavenly butter brandy sauce right on top of that.
Butter
And
brandy.
that butter brandy sauce, and it just melts in your mouth, and it
Not
makes
in
the
your
juices
hand.
flow, and you're just like, I need more of that. I got the recipe. I'm so excited.
Why did I think you had the recipe of carne guisada?
I did. I needed that. Oh, well, I have it. I just don't make it as well as anyone else in Texas does.
I gotcha.
So, you know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
CPJ says, you know what? Walk down the bread aisle and tell me people with the same craft can't all be successful. True that.
True.
Because you see bimbos be winning.
Wait, see what?
Bimbo. Pan Bimbo. It's a brand.
Freaking Sandy.
Anita says, love you, Jamie, my friend. So sorry to hear about your dad.
Thank you, Anita.
CPJ wants to know if it's the 50-yard line blueberry muffins.
Those were legit.
Bro, the cheese ones. Ringmaster Ray says, yum.
Man, I forgot about those things. Was 50-yard line still there?
Oh, it's been closed for years.
Okay,
I mean, the building's still standing.
Okay.
But, okay.
All
so,
right, you're saying grind your
back
gears.
to grinds my gears. So,
All right.
on Saturday, they were like, it is going to be a cold game. And I said, let me look to see how cold it's going to be. So, it said, it's going to be 36 degrees by the time the game starts. And let me tell you something. I'm not motivated to go running in that type of temperature. I'm not motivated to go tailgating in that type of temperature. Just not going to do it. So I told Eric, have fun at the game. I'm going to be at home in the comfort.
Cheering you on from over here.
In the comfort of my own house with my doggies.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go on to the Twitter sphere, to the Facebook post, and lo and behold, people are mad.
Mad? Why?
Because these tech fans are ridiculous for leaving during the game.
No. They left during the
Yes.
game?
How dare they?
How dare?
How dare people be
I can't believe
cold
that.
and
What a shame.
shivering and can't leave a game?
Crazy.
Isn't
What time did the
that
game
crazy?
start?
6 p.m.
Okay. So, I mean, it
And
only
was
gets colder the
36
longer it
degrees.
goes on.
Exactly. And Eric is a diehard
So,
fan, and he was there. And then he's like, I'm going to go ahead and come home. He said, because I've been shivering for the last 30 minutes. And he even went to stand in the tunnel. And it was still so unbearable cold that he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and come on home. And I said, see, that's exactly why I stayed my little miserable ass at home, because I was going to be miserable out there. Nobody likes a miserable Sandy. And we're just not going to do it. We're not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
But imagine
I feel you.
people being so mad. And then they said, some of the comments were, well, it's because, the recruits are out there. Eric said, because we actually sit near the recruits, the section of where the recruits are. He said, all the recruits were sitting in the tunnel. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Texas is, especially Lubbock, right? It's not built for certain temperatures. And I mean, these people are saying that. I would believe they were also exiting. You know what I mean?
Probably weren't even there. They were just watching it on TV, which is why they could see it, that people were leaving in mass exodus format. Let me tell you something. Don't be worried about what the hell I do with my ticket. If I want to waste it, I'll waste it, because your money did not pay for it.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. Out of all the things that we can complain and argue and whatever about, you're going to do that. They picked that.
Yeah. So CPJ says, I offered to sell you a beanie. You could have been warm, but here we are. CPJ, I needed a beanie for like an entire body. Listen, guns up, Ringmaster Ray. And it's that dang wind. That wind makes it even worse. I don't even know what the wind chill was. Don't even get me started on the wind chill. You were here for that.
Yeah. It was cold. I mean, yeah, it was no joke. It was cold. So, geez.
So I was justified in my actions.
I agree. I think you were. I've been at things up here where I thought I could handle. This was, back when we first moved up here, and when they're in that drop, that it was like when the beat drops, but when that temperature dropped, it was all like, okay, I'm not moving because I'm excited and wanting to dance. I'm moving because that is just too dang cold,
Yeah.
And we always have. So there's a thing like trick or treating sucks up here, okay? Because you don't know which year you're going to get a freezing trick or treat Halloween. And they're so random, but the thing is you can rely on it. You know what I mean? So, for example, this year, the kids got to go trick-or-treating without any issues. But the last 2 years, one year was freezing rain. The other year was just freeze everywhere. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and next year it might be not freezing again, or it might be raining, freezing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like,
and we've had those two here. Like one year we had like a swamp ass heat. Like, my gosh, it's October and this is how we're feeling. And it's mosquitoes still buzzing, trick or treating too. I mean, it's awful. And then this one was kind of cold, but we were still able to be outside. So, but we've also had like some ridiculously cold ones when we're bundled up. You can't even see the kid's costume.
Redunculous, right? Yeah. Yes.
So it's like there's a costume on there, I promise. But anyway, so that's another one of my grind my gears. Let me see what else I have going on.
You say that, and I'm reminded of videos that I've been seeing of grown-ups going and just emptying the trick-or-treat bowls. Did you see any of those?
Yes, I did.
Isn't that ridiculous? What the heck?
I saw this grown woman, and I sent the headline out because, the headline says, overweight woman empties out the entire candy bowl. Overweight adult woman. I'm like, damn, they could have done with the whole.
They were especially vicious. They're like, we're not letting you get away that easily. You're going to get.
We're getting back at this lady. So the CPJ says the Farmer's Almanac says super cold and wet for us this year.
I did. Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did actually. And I'm like, because, when it gets cold up here, and I imagine when the further north, obviously it gets colder. But for here, like the worst of it, there's the two I don't know, the two markers, I guess you want to say, where I feel like we've had up here where is the coldest. One year we had the warning was do not stay outside with any bare skin exposed to the elements for more than 4 minutes.
Where do you buy bear skin? Just kidding.
If you stay outside in the temperatures that it was that year for longer than 4 minutes, you risk, what is it called? Frostbite. Thank you.
Frostbite.
You risk frostbite.
That's
4 minutes.
Crazy shit.
And this was like, are you sending the kids to school? And they were like, yep. And it was like, what the
we'd be shut down. Shut us down.
And then one year, the coldest it got was below 25 below.
Oh my God.
25 below. Might as well been like 1,000 degrees. It was the same thing. It was so cold.
CPJ says, why are they talking about me like that? Benches. Anita said, I would have taken the candies and the bowl too. Just kidding. I'm surprised that lady didn't. But y'all, this is what gets on my nerves. There's special types of trick-or-treaters that get on my nerves. The moms that have the newborns and then have the little bucket sitting on the newborn's lap. No mames, vieja cabrón. That's not for the baby. That's for you.
That's for you.
Why, sweet baby Jesus, is that baby out here in this cold? That grinds my gears. That just upsets me.
All right.
Little baby don't know nothing about it. You know what? Just be at home and breastfeed him. God.
All right. I got a couple stories. You want to hear them?
I'm ready.
All right. Here's this one, everyone. Get ready because you are probably going to be triggered by some of the stories I have to share here in a moment.
Me?
Anyone.
Oh,
the stories are pretty crazy
triggered.
as far as I'm concerned. All right, check this out. Here's the tagline for this one. My sister screwed my boyfriend and named their baby after me.
No mames.
I'm sickened to my stomach. I'm so sickened to my stomach. Today, my younger sister gave birth to my niece and used my name for her middle name. I'm disgusted. I feel horrible for feeling this way about a baby, but I truly am disgusted. I've cut full contact with my sister and haven't talked to her in almost a year. I was dating this guy for a few months. We weren't too serious, but serious enough. I really liked him. I thought maybe even loved him and really did want a future with him. At a party his friend threw, I showed up unexpectedly and caught him hooking up with my sister. I left him and cut contact with my sister. My sister apologized and I blocked her number. She continued to see him and ended up pregnant. They have an apartment together, now a baby on the way. I got the call today from my mom that my niece was born. She told me that my sister chose to name the baby's middle name after me. I was repulsed. I told her that it was disgusting. I went to my sister and told her the same thing. My mom tried telling me I should feel touched that my sister chose that name and that I was being horrible. My sister screwed the man I thought I loved and is naming their baby after me. It's so disgusting. It makes me sick to my stomach. I used to be jealous, but I don't think it's even jealousy anymore. I'm not sure if it ever was. I'm hurt. I feel betrayed, and I'm disgusted. I was disgusted when my boyfriend hooked up with my sister. I was disgusted when they got in a relationship and pregnant. Naming the baby after me ruined me. Maybe I'm a bad person for thinking this way, and I just don't care. I'm disgusted.
Look, I'm going to echo this sentiment right here. She a ass. CPJ says, why should she feel touched, Mom? Sister was touched. Being a sister. Anita wants to know, Jamie, is this a true story?
As true as yes.
Oh my God. No.
That's pretty gross, isn't it?
That is awful. And
does anyone disagree that this is disgusting? Tell us in the comments, because I'm like that. I'm like what CPJ said. I'm like why?
Pinche mom for telling
what
you
is
that
this?
the baby
Yeah.
Pinche sister. Pinche. I mean, even and it goes. They're culeros. They're all culeros. God, if someone had to say
it. I don't understand an okay world with this. Like, I feel like, okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us here that we've kind of agreed on the same thing, right?
And then let me just throw this out there. I don't think she loved him. I think she thought she loved him, but I don't think she loved him. I don't think there was anything about love because she tried to say, "Well, I thought I loved him, but you didn't
Right,
love him."
right.
No,
Maybe
no,
she was trying to, psych
yeah.
herself out or something like that. But yeah, I'm
CPJ says,
waiting
"I'm
on
waiting
Sean.
on Sean." She a big ass.
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Okay, all
That
right, all
was
right.
awful.
Here we go. Here's another one. Do you think I'm the jerk for telling my wife she can't wear her wedding dress to my cousin's wedding and she doesn't have to attend if she does? We're both 25, by the way. My wife, Amy, and I got married a few months ago. My cousin Sam is getting married early next year to his fiancee, Jane. Amy and Jane don't get along too well. They're fine in family events and stuff, but they don't run in the same circles and otherwise. Amy has mentioned before that Jane doesn't want to be a part of their group and she's too shy. Amy saw what Jane's dress looks like from another cousin. I haven't seen it, but it's custom made, white and gold, and she thinks it's too much. The issue now is that Amy's come up with the idea to wear her wedding dress to Sam and Jane's wedding. Amy said she doesn't have time to go dress shopping and her dress isn't traditional white, it's pink. I said no, she can't wear her wedding dress to someone else's wedding, but she's insisting. I told her if she insists on wearing this dress, she doesn't have to attend. Amy got really upset and said I'm trying to control her, and her dress should be reused instead of sitting in the closet. This is blown up, and I just don't think you should wear your wedding dress to another wedding, regardless of if it's white or not. I don't think I'm the jerk here, but Amy is mad. She told her friend, and the friend also said I can't tell her if she attends or not.
I'm with him. She's a jackass. Why would you wear your wedding dress to a wedding? I want to see a
Because you
picture
don't
of
have enough
this.
time to go out and buy a new
That's
dress for the
bullshit.
wedding.
That is bullshit. How do you not have time? Make some time. Go on your lunch. Don't tell me you don't have lunch. Don't tell me you can't go after work. I don't want to hear that shit. We make time for what we want to make time. No.
I agree. I agree.
She just, like Chon said, she just trying to be an ass. But Chon says he's an ass. No, I don't think he's an ass. I think she is. And
See,
she
maybe
shouldn't even go if she's going to act like that.
Yeah,
She's a red flag.
I agree with you on that.
CPJ says, is it the same shape, style? Obvious it's a wedding dress. Maturity is in the negative.
Hmm.
Who wears ball gowns to a wedding?
I don't.
I mean, I've.
So they have a picture of.
I want to see it. I'm curious what it looks like.
Well, this is the picture of the. Hold on. Of the. I've been looking online and I found this picture that's similar to my wife's dress. Okay, so this is Amy's dress, not Jane. Jane is the one getting married. Okay.
Amazon shopping if she can't go buy one. Amen. You know how many people buy stuff from Amazon? Oh, look, she a big ass.
All right. This is his wife's dress.
Yeah, no.
It's close. He said that he's been looking. He goes, this is as close as I can find to it, but it's really close.
Okay.
So his wife wants to show up to their future,
She's going to be the only ridicula there looking like that. And if this is a Latino wedding, everybody's going to be talking about her. Yeah. Just spare yourself.
On a side note, I do think this dress looks very pretty, actually.
Oh, no, this dress is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Right? It's gorgeous. But for me to come up with this, it's almost like I would be one-upping. Honestly, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Right. And I've seen that before. I've been to weddings where I'm kind of like, well, look at this one. Oh, like they're just close enough to be offensive. You know what I mean? Like why are they wearing that? So they may be wearing an all-white dress. I've seen that. Or I've seen one who's wearing a beautiful blue dress, and you're like, that obviously overpowers the wedding dress. It's not the same, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, man, come on now. Come on.
So Anita says, if the dress is nice and doesn't really look like a wedding dress, then why not?
Okay, and that good opinion.
That's a valid point. Yes.
So why not then?
But that dress right there, Anita, I feel like would upstage the bride. And like I said, if you're not doing a wedding, we're all talking shit. We're over here eating our would eat bizcochos and making fun of that pinche vieja que se puso pinche vestido ridículo. I mean, that's just what we do,
Sandy
Anita. I'm
is-
so sorry.
But you know what? I hear you, Anita.
Honor the bride.
Okay.
Chon says she need a bag.
Oh, where did you come up with this? That was a good one, actually.
Oh man, Chon.
Yeah, I like the way Ray said it. Like, ultimately, I think that Ray is saying kind of what the husband's saying, right? Like, the husband was like, on principle alone, you shouldn't wear your wedding dress, no matter the look, to someone else's wedding dress. And I kind of agree with that too. Actually, I think it's whether it's outward or inward, you honor the bride at that wedding. If you want to wear your wedding dress to another fancy getup, you know what I mean, or a special dinner or
Yes.
something, go for it.
Like
Don't
wear that to the
choose,
army's ball, wear that to a military ball.
you know, or whenever the firemen have their
Fireman's ball, the
thing.
troopers have a ball.
Yeah.
Wear that to
Like,
somewhere.
why do you need to choose this event
This
to do it?
particular occasion? And then did he say something about she was shy?
Yeah, she said.
Is she a lie? That she a conniving little heifer is what she is. So Anita
Anyway.
says, if everyone went to your wedding or her wedding, I saw her dress and they will be talking about it for sure. Yeah, you're right. If everybody went to her wedding and saw her wearing that, yeah, of course they're going to be talking about her. You know, they have to have some mutuals, surely. CPJ says, it's a pretty dress, but I wouldn't dare wear that to a wedding. If it was my wedding dress, I would wear that to a wine dinner. Yes, please.
Yes.
Plan one, Sandy. Okay, we can plan a wine dinner. How many bottles of wine need to be drank?
Specifically plan a re-wear your wedding dress party so
Yes.
everyone can do it and come to it, right?
And then cut it up and make it into a summer dress. I mean, just do all, but not to this wedding. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
The other person just wants the attention instead of yes, you were exactly right.
That
Person, they're trying to upstage the bride.
Or at least do some sort of jab or whatever.
Some antic.
Yeah, there's something there, right? Because otherwise, you just need to be flying low key. Why are you trying anything out? And they're your future family.
This bitch is named Petty Betty. There's something going
Petty
on
Betty.
with
I like
Petty
that.
Betty.
She
Petty
is
Betty. Trying to do something, and honestly, she's just embarrassing herself.
Right?
Nerves.
I agree with you, Sandy. So it's like anything you do or say, it's like it's not going to help out. You cannot share anything that makes it okay in any world to do what you're doing. It just doesn't work like that. It can't.
Unless the dress code is bring your wedding dress.
Okay.
And then we'll all be confused about who the damn bride is. CPJ says, I mean, I'm not wearing my wedding dress to the wine dinner because I'm a big ass. I need to find mine. Where is mine? Oh, I'm scared. I don't know if mine would go on.
I'd love to see yours, Sandy.
I need to look.
I was never at the wedding.
Rude.
Was it an overall dress?
It was. It was a coverall. Darn it.
All right, last one.
Okay.
Am I a jerk for letting my mother have a copy of the key to our new home despite my wife's objections?
Oh, I read this one. Go ahead.
I recently bought a one-story house. Note that it was purchased solely by me. My wife did not help save for it. I started saving for it before I even met her, and it's in my name. When my parents threw us a party for this happy occasion, Mom asked for a copy of the key in case of an emergency. I let her have it, which made my wife upset. She didn't say anything at the time, but she waited till we were alone and started arguing with me, saying I shouldn't have let my mother have a copy of the key. I said, well, why? Since my mother is known to respect privacy and is a very trusted member in the family, she said that she does not feel comfortable with the idea of someone else who's not a resident to have a copy of the key. She also brought up how my mother didn't pay a penny towards the house, so this should disqualify her from getting a key. I said it was not a big deal, but she kept persisting, saying, I need to take the key back. Quite frankly, this had me fuming. I pointed out that I am the one who bought the house, and it's my decision to decide who gets to have a copy of the key. End of story. She screamed at me, saying that technically she did contribute towards the house savings back when she used to pay for our rent and daily expenses while I saved money. I told her that she was acting as if I put my mom's name on the title, which is ridiculous because she said that I have no respect for her opinions and keep undermining her input. We've been going back and forth on it since then. She's now letting me know that if I don't take the key back, then she'll do it herself. I think she's being irrational and unreasonable, acting like that over a copy of the house key. This decision I made could save us in case of an emergency, but she kept downplaying it. I think it's crucial to mention that there's no conflict between my mother and my wife. They're on near perfect terms, all right? I thought that I've already established that above.
Okay, so this is not the version that I heard.
Okay.
So the mother-in-law hasn't done anything with this key. She just happens to have a copy of this key, right?
That's what it shows. Yep.
Okay, so there's some maturity things going on. There's a lot going on here. Okay. They're bringing up who bought what belongs to who, and all these other things. If he wants to give a copy of the key to his mom, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The one that I read, the mother-in-law was just letting herself in.
I've read some that have been like that too. Yeah, those are crazy.
But in this instance, the lady's been respectful and done nothing of it. She's a jerk. She's a jerk for getting mad.
The wife is a jerk?
The wife is a jerk.
Okay.
If the mother-in-law is not overstepping any boundaries and just has a key specifically for emergency purposes, if I understood that correctly.
That's what his
that's what he said. There is
mom requested it based on that information and he obliged it.
Yeah, I just don't think that that's enough to be causing a fight over, honestly. There's nothing worth fighting for that.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I saw one of the comments pop up and I'm like,
oh, okay, let me see. Oh, Chon, she a big ass. CPJ says, I don't understand this. My money, your money, my house, your house. When you're married, stop playing house if you want to stay separated. Exactly. If everything is mine, I don't understand that. Like, so then why'd you get married?
Okay, but CPJ, on that, following up from that, is this from a perspective of like his point or her point or something else, right? He feels like he should have basically all final say on the house since it's his house. She obviously feels like it's their house and that he's not taking her opinion or her feelings into account of the decision. I'm just asking that in base to what she's saying.
But it's a stupid ass feeling, and it's a stupid ass reason to be mad.
On her part?
On the wife's part.
On the wife's part.
If she genuinely just has a copy of the key, why is this even an issue? Why? If it's just a copy of the key.
So, right. Go ahead with the other comments.
Okay. So, edit to add. I get multiple accounts. Maybe that one person controls and the other has something separate. But when it's mine and holding over your head, you an ass. Anita said, dang, she asked too. Ringmaster Ray says, ask for the key back. You don't have to live with you anymore, or you might again. LOL.
Wait, ask for the key back. You don't have to live with your mom anymore, or you might again.
No, it's his house.
He's saying
it's his house. He's not going anywhere. She is. She didn't contribute. But yeah, it's so stupid.
Wait, no, I think Ray's saying the other thing. I think Ray's saying, get the key back from mom.
You don't have to live with your mom anymore. Is that what he's saying? Maybe?
I think that's what he's saying.
But then he's saying, or you might again. But it's his
because
house.
I guess he's saying like if they get a divorce,
she ain't getting that.
She takes half the. But here's the thing. Okay,
if he acquired it before, what land? Depending on the state.
So no. The arguments that even he claims in this story is that not only did he pay for the house by himself with his own money, but that during the time that he was saving for it, she paid for their rent and all their everything. So during that time, whatever time period that was, he didn't contribute anything to rent or to groceries or to the bills. He claims he owns that. He saved all that money. And so after they were dating at that time, living together, she takes care of all that. He's saving all his money. Then they get married. He buys the house.
You're
You still
splitting
feel the same
hairs.
way you feel? You
Yeah,
still feel the same way you do?
you're splitting hairs. You're in a marriage now. She's not doing anything wrong, but has the copy of the key. That's it. If she
So
was
her
coming in,
issue
invading your
isn't so much
thing,
about the key anymore. It's about that he's not respecting her wishes as well.
but it's a pathetic wish.
I don't know. What are
So
what's the next comment saying?
you would be this pressed about it if your mother-in-law had a key?
I think I would be upset if my wife made a decision without consulting me to get my input on it. I absolutely would feel maybe the level of upsetness would be, I don't know where it'd be, but I would definitely feel something not good if Dr. Pineapples was making decisions without me.
I don't know. Somebody give Chon a key to something. Jesus, he needs a key. CPJ says, I'll say this. Matt bought the house I live in with his ex-wife. I never would have chosen it, but I have made it ours. Let me tell you this. He pop his mouth, my house, it's mine now, fool. See, this right here. Anita, the wife is blowing it out of proportion. I would understand if his mom was all up in their business, but it doesn't sound like she is.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like she is either. It sounds like she's very respectful and doesn't enter unknowingly. There's nothing that says you're right in that sense. You and Anita, that what I mean. Like you're absolutely right. I agree with you. I do think that the point is it's silly in a way. But knowing what I do about people's feelings, it's theirs to battle, right? And I do think if she feels like he made a decision that should have consulted her,
I mean, there's just
I think he did wrong on that. I think he did wrong on that part.
Eric can give his mom a key.
But see, but it's
we don't even need a key to get in. We need a passcode.
So the way he describes the key going to his mom versus the way he describes her saying the key needs to go to like a neighbor or someone who lives close, it's kind of weird. That's kind of weird to me.
He might have mamitis, but again, you chose to marry him.
I mean, that's a good point too, actually.
I mean,
that's a good point.
It didn't just happen overnight that he decided he was going to be love his mom. What the?
Yeah.
Y'all just be rushing into things before y'all know each other.
So you know what? On that topic, Sandy, I will say I do believe premarital counseling is great. I do think it's good so that you can talk through some of those things.
Premarital sex may not be.
It may not be, but let me say is, one of the things I appreciate about premarital counseling for us, for example, is we were both able to come out and say, like 2 kids max is what we wanted. Each of us wanted 2 max, and we stuck to it and kept to it and ensured it. And so it was like, I appreciated things like that getting talked about so that we both knew what, expectations, if that makes sense.
I wish I remembered more of mine and Eric's premarital counseling.
It seemed to work great for y'all. You're still together.
Still putting up with my ass.
I know that's right.
Okay, one more comment and we gotta go because it's past my bedtime. Yes, I agree, Jamie. She has a point to be upset that it wasn't a mutual decision. However, there might be some underlying stuff where he keeps making decisions regarding the house without speaking to her, and this was a straw that breaks the camel's back kind of thing. It totally could be.
That makes sense actually too.
But because here's the deal. One final note. You'll just be talking. And nobody listens. They only listen when you get loud.
Oh my gosh.
So he'd been talking, telling him about this. But now because she's blowing this key thing out of proportion, now he's finally.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Now
so echoing CPJ sentiments. That's probably what happened.
And that's what always happens with the stories on Reddit, basically. We only ever get one person's part of the story.
Right.
But you might be spot on, actually. That actually makes a lot of sense. Like, it's not about the key, man. Bro, you need to go back and talk with her. It's probably about everything else, but this key just highlights everything else.
This key is very symbolic. Very good, CPJ. Yes. Very insightful.
Man, that is.
All right, guys. We appreciate y'all being on. We should be on next week at the same bat time, same bat channel. Like Sean says, go Dallas Cowboys. Let us know what you like our new intro. Got to do some work on it. We're still doing some editing.
Hey, anyway, I didn't say there needed to be any editing. I actually let a lot of stuff slide because I was like, you know what? I appreciate it. Joe was the one who came out and was like, We just need to make it longer. So I was just like,
let-
well, if Joe's going to say that, then I'll just say,
Hold on. You let a lot of stuff slide.
I sure did. We both looked at the same thing, right? That
Anyway,
didn't come out right, did it?
good night, everybody.
Love y'all.
You better
Take
end
care.
that. Do not expect me to linger.
Bye. Let me figure out where
Bye.
the
Hurry
where's
up,
the
because
outro. Where's the
I'm just
outro?
getting madder by the second.